Hello, welcome back to another video. My name is Gemma and today we're going to be reviewing Immune by Philipp Detmer, a journey into the mysterious system that keeps you alive. So I was very kindly gifted this book by Tandem Collective and read this with a group of fabulous YouTubers, all of whom are linked below. I highly suggest you check them out. And we read this over the course of 14 days in January and it was a delight. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what works in this book for me, and if you are interested in picking it up, there is a link below. So Philipp Detmer is a Munich-born author who dropped out of school at 15 and didn't really find his way until he encountered a teacher who showed him how, if knowledge is transferred in an easily digestible way, it can actually be really interesting. He then went on to university and created the explosion of a YouTube channel that is Kurzgesagt in a nutshell in 2013. This YouTube channel now has 20 million subscribers and Detmer has more than 40 members of staff working for him, which I guess is why he then had the opportunity to write this book. In this book, Detmer breaks it up into what the immune system is at the beginning, talking about the different cells, how they interact with the body, before he goes on to talk about more specific viruses and bacteria and what happens when the immune system goes wrong or gets a little bit overzealous. So I thought it was really well constructed. I think there were a lot of people who would have liked more in particular sections, which is interesting. And I hope that Philipp Detmer does write more. If you look at his YouTube channel, he covers such a vast array of different scientific topics. So I'm sure he's got plenty to choose from. So if you're watching Philip, another one would be lovely. So the first section I want to talk to you about is what is a macrophage. So macrophages are like the big chunky cells of your immune system that gobble up all of the bacteria. I think he describes them as similar to black rhinos in size compared to the other cells. But the definition of macrophage is great eater. And so from that moment on, after reading that definition, I have now been calling my eldest son Sam a macrophage. Detmer also has a really dark sense of humour, and that is a common theme throughout the book. So if you like dark humour, you will really, really enjoy this book. But there was one section in particular where it talks about T cells. And T cells are very important in your immune system, and they have to go to the thymus, aka the murder university, to learn how to basically not attack your own cells. But if they are not studious, then this is what happens. I'm just going to read you a small section so you can get a feel for Detmer's comedic sense of humour. If this were a regular school, this would be the teachers checking if the students had all their notebooks and required reading material with them. Only they would not send the students home if they forgot something, but rather shoot them in the face. So yeah, that is the sort of level of comedy you're going to get in this book, and it is prolific throughout the book. I could have chosen like 100 different sections that are like that, but that was my favourite. He also goes on later to talk about specific viruses and bacteria, and one of the bits that really, really stood out to me was the section on measles. So I don't think it's news to anyone that there has been a lot of uproar in the media over the last few years about vaccinations and anti-vaxxers and unproven scientific claims around vaccinations. So when I read the section on measles, I was really, really interested because both my children are vaccinated. It wasn't even a question for me. And what I didn't know, I knew that measles was a horrible, horrible virus, but what I didn't know is that it wipes out all of your memory cells. So all of the cells that your child has acquired over the course of its life and from its mother, learning what these different viruses are and how to attack them, destroyed, wiped out, obliterated by measles, which makes it a really, really dangerous virus. And I didn't know that at all, and I still got my kids vaccinated. So maybe if more people knew that that was the case, then they would vaccinate their children. So yeah, that was just an interesting fact that I wanted to share with you. The other thing that makes this book really, really special is the artwork. So as I said at the beginning, Philipp Detmer has a flair for infographics and graphic design, and you can see that a lot in this book. I thought this was a very aesthetically pleasing page. So who would I recommend this book to? I would recommend it to pretty much anyone. So I studied biology at university. Had I had this instead of the really, really dull textbooks, I probably would have scored better in immunology. But I found it a really good recap on a lot of things that I already knew, things that I had forgotten, and things that I didn't know before. So I think it really does appeal to someone who has studied biology before. I don't actively use it anymore, and it has been a hot minute since I left uni. So it was really nice to like refresh my knowledge, and I found that there were parts in here that I did remember. Also, Sarah from Your True Shelf, who is linked below, one of the other read along participants, is a doctor, and so her perspective on this is different again because obviously she uses immunology in her job. So I'd recommend that when her review comes out that you go and have a look at that. But for the majority of people who were involved in this read along, they didn't have any scientific background, or their scientific background was around their own medical history. And so that again has a different perspective, and it appealed to those people too. So I would direct you here to Alice at Alice and the Giant Bookshelf and Ange at Ange's Book Chatters reviews, because they both have autoimmune issues, and so they have a different spin on this again. So the fact that this appeals to people with no scientific background and with very scientific backgrounds, I think really is a testament to Philipp Detmer's ability to communicate complex scientific ideas. And so really, whoever you are, you can pick this up, and I think you will have a lovely time. Or you might want to vomit in your own mouth, but you know, potatoes, potatoes. The other thing that Tandem Collective organised through this read along was a little quiz of what kind of immune cell are you? So I have seen a couple of people's videos already, so I know what cells they are, but I know that my answers will be quite different. So let's have a look and see what kind of cell I am. I am going to screen record this. I haven't done this before, so please be kind. So question 1, on a team, what role do you usually play? I facilitate the team, personally ensuring our success. I do lots of research so we can reach our goals. I'm flexible and will do whatever is most needed. I work on detail with unparalleled focus. I do not do that. I produce tools to help us achieve our goals. I think of these, I'm probably the facilitator in the team. I love a flip chart and like brainstorming, and yeah, I love all that sort of stuff. So I think we're going to go for facilitator. My friends would describe me as a problem solver, creative, passionate, a leader, or multifaceted. I don't really like this question because I think whatever you choose, you sound like you're tooting your own horn. Do you know what I mean? But I think probably a leader is what I would go for here. I do like to lead teams. I like to lead projects. So that's probably the one. What type of traveller are you? There's always one or two things I have to see or do no matter what. If I don't, I might get a bit cross. Definitely not me. I'm pretty much horizontal. I like to book my itinerary with as many things as possible. My trips are more of a whirlwind. I have a long list of places I want to go, and I'm diligently checking them off. I prefer to see many places, not spend a ton of time in each place. That is probably true, but mate, I've got 2 kids, so I don't check many off these days because I haven't got any money. I am the planner of the group when I travel. No. We talked about details in the previous question. No. I'm the ideas person, not the detail person. I make a record of everything I see and do, whether through social media, a journal, or regular emails, so others can experience the trip with me as much as possible. Definitely not. I'm one of those people who gets home from holiday and thinks, shit, I only took 2 photos. So I think probably I like to book my itinerary with as many things as possible. I am that person that jams as much as possible into the shortest period. So yeah, that's probably me. When faced with conflict, what is your go-to response? I face it with cool efficiency. Keep the big picture in mind, as focusing on small details can distract from diffusing the problem. Gather as much information as you can to decide how to proceed. Get others' opinions first so you can feel confident in how you decide to proceed. Implement a multi-pronged comprehensive solution. I probably get other people's opinions. I hate conflict, so I tend to go and ask people who are better at conflict management than I am. Which activity is a must-do on weekends? I don't think sleep is an option. Organising my home, usually leading to donations and recycling. Definitely not. Checking the news I missed during the week. No. Working on my hobbies and passions, checking in with family or friends, or trying new recipes. Probably working on hobbies and passions. I do most of my booktube stuff at the weekends, so that would fit. What career most appeals to you? Again, I do not see a lady that lunches. I think the answers to these questions need to be rejigged, or maybe I'm just not fit to be an immune cell. Archaeologist, engineer, artist, flight attendant, or politician. I wouldn't really want to do any of those, but probably engineer because it's the only STEM option on there. Which trait is most important to you? Confidence, passion, adaptability, resourcefulness, or intelligence? I mean, they're all quite important, aren't they? But confidence, maybe. I think confidence is probably the most important because you know you can just fake it till you make it, then, can't you? What do you bring to the party? Booze. Games, which we will teach everyone to play. I do love a board game. My husband hates them, so I have to like force them on other people. All the gossip. I do love gossip too. Photos from a latest trip. No, we talked about this. I have no photos. Myself, what more could they want? Food or drinks. Got to keep everyone's energy up. Yeah, I would bring the wine and the cheese. Wine and cheese. I am a macrophage. I am a great eater, like Sam, like my son. Like the captain of the immune system, you you're a born leader, am I? While you excel at coordinating others, it will never be from afar. You are down in the trenches with your friends or team, experiencing all the nitty-gritty along with them. You also ensure that yours and others' talents are fully utilised, so no resource goes to waste. I do love delegating. Finally, you see things through to the end, whether it be a project, a relationship, or otherwise, taking responsibility for where mistakes have been made so reconciliation is possible. Okay, I'm a big fat rhino macrophage that eats everything. Excellent. I will leave the link for that quiz below. I would love to know, what cell are you? Are you a big munch and macrophage like I am, or are you a sort of octopusy dendritic cell or a T cell? That's super helpful. I would love to know, so let me know below. In wrap up, this book is great. It's really accessible. The artwork is brilliant. The comedy had me in stitches in places. So if you're in any way interested in non-fiction about your body and the immune system and biology, this is definitely the book for you. So again, the link will be below. All of the channels that have participated, including Tandem Collective, will be linked below as well. So feel free to check them out. And obviously, Philip's very large YouTube channel will be there too. So yeah, let me know if you think you might pick this up, and I will catch you very soon with another one. Bye guys.